Hello and welcome to today's video. If you are new here, please subscribe if you enjoy this video. Our videos are not a diagnosis. We are simply speaking our opinions, not facts. Today we are going to be taking a look at Jodi Arias. Jodi Arias is an American woman who is known for murdering her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander, on June 4, 2008. Their relationship was on off and Jodi had discovered that Travis was seeing another woman. In April 2015, she was sentenced to life without parole for murdering Alexander. She has been labeled as being narcissistic, a pathological liar, bipolar, a sociopath, and we were also told in court that Arias shows signs of borderline personality disorder. Let's take a look at some clips of Jodi.
Guilty.
The 30-year-old Mormon businessman was stabbed 27 times, his throat was slit from ear to ear, and he was shot in the face. Tuesday, Arias spoke to the jury one last time to beg for her life.
To this day, I can hardly believe I was capable of such violence.
Even though the convicted killer has repeatedly said she'd rather die than spend her life in prison, when it really counted, she changed her tune. She claims to spare her family.
But as I stand here now, I can't in good conscience ask you to sentence me to death because of them.
Just hours after her final plea for mercy, we found out the 32-year-old wasn't done talking. She sat down with me for a 40-minute jailhouse interview Tuesday night.
You said today you want to give Travis's family closure. You know they want you dead, so why don't you give them that closure?
What do you mean by that? Why don't I kill myself? Is that what
A narcissist will often twist words. It is clear what he meant by asking about the death penalty. As a professional, he clearly wasn't asking why doesn't she take her own life. Narcissists will often hear what they want to hear and find a way to twist what you said to meet their narrative and find a way to make them seem like the victim. Dodge responsibility or make it seem like their victim in that moment is the one who is wrong. It's a constant game of word manipulation.
you're asking?
No, why don't you accept the fate of the death penalty if you know that's what they want? If you truly care about their closure.
I've caused them a lot of pain. I've caused my family a lot of pain. And I think that by asking for death, I'm only going to cause more pain to my family.
This is deflection. The interviewer asked why won't she give Travis's family what they want, and she turns it around to her own family, dismissing the question and bypassing Travis's family. If she was concerned about causing pain to her own family, then she wouldn't have put them through such a horrible and embarrassing event. What it comes down to is she doesn't want to die, and she is using her family as a shield of protection, a line to repeat. Very few people would want to receive a death penalty, that is understandable, but to use her family as a decoy is a predictable move and shows no sign of true emotion.
Why didn't you apologize to them?
I did apologize to them.
You never said, I'm sorry.
I said that I'm sorry, that I'll never be able to make up for what I did, and that I can never replace their loss.
But you didn't use the word, I'm sorry.
Well, then I'm sorry I didn't say that, because certainly I am sorry.
There is no more of a less convincing sorry than one attached to a shrug. If someone truly was sorry for something that they had done, they would certainly know if they said the word or not. It's clear with that one small action that she is not sorry. She is only sorry that her lies, of which there were many, were not convincing and she was not able to get away with the crime. She shrugs off that she didn't say sorry, and when she makes a poor attempt to say sorry in this moment, she attached zero emotion and left it feeling utterly unconvincing. This is supposed to be directed to the family of her murdered victim, but she adds as much emotion as though she is talking about being sorry for matching a wrong sock to another, not a sorry for a life she took and a family she stole from, and the lives that she destroyed.
I think in a sense, the words I'm sorry just seem meaningless, especially since nobody believes what I'm saying anyway.
One of the talents a narcissist will always have perfected is being able to turn anything around to be about themselves. She says there is no point saying sorry because no one believes her, because it is all about her. If a person feels true remorse and guilt, they will say sorry every day of their lives, regardless if people believe them or not. Because a sorry is not said to receive self-gratification. It is not about you, it is about the person or people that you say sorry to. But because she feels that no one believes her, then there is no point. It's a waste of her time because her lies aren't manipulating people like she wants them to.
You said it right there, no one believes a word out of your mouth. Why do you keep talking?
Because I know that I've lied before. That doesn't mean that I'm a liar by definition, by character.
Actually, Jodi, that is exactly what it means. She did not lie about finishing off a carton of milk. She lied about not being there when he was murdered. Then she lied and said she was there and someone else killed Travis and almost killed her. Then she blamed him for why she murdered him and said that he forced her to do it. These are the biggest lies that a person can create. It doesn't get much worse than that. These aren't small lies about liking someone's dress, when in truth it is not something you find appealing. This is about taking a life. These are humongous lies. She claims that her character is not a liar, but as we all know, a narcissist can be a constant and repetitive liar. In fact, she was claimed to be a pathological liar in court. That is a chronic compulsion to lie that isn't an indisposition that switches on once in your life, it is your nature. So for her to try and convince other people that this is all she has ever lied about in her life is not at all believable.
To a lot of people, they think this switch from I want to die to now I want to live is just another lie from Jodi Arias.
I don't know what that means. Was I lying when I said I want to die, or was I lying when I say, please spare my life,
Word salad, a form of avoidance, manipulation, and gaslighting. She knew what he meant, but she plays dumb and answers the question with a question, something a narc will do to avoid actually answering. The reason she originally said in court that she was suicidal was a form of manipulation. She constantly threatened to take her life during this whole ordeal. It is just words to manipulate without any intent. Threatening to take one's own life is something that often occurs in people with borderline personality disorder. Fairly often, and unfortunately so, if someone does want to take their own life, they don't let anyone know, for fear that they will try to stop them. Or, they know they are a danger to themselves and seek help in the moment. It's not something that they constantly brag about and throw around to gain reaction or to manipulate someone's feelings if it comes from a true place of pain. It's a deep, dark secret that they will often only talk about years after recovery, or sadly, when it is too late to talk about it at all. Narcissists and borderline personality disorder often throw up empty threats on their life for the purpose of manipulating the situation or their victim.
You've said that sort of thing a lot before, including right after you were arrested. You said, my goodness, if I did something this horrible to Travis, I would beg for the death penalty.
Right.
You did it, so what changed?
My family changed my mind.
More manipulation and lies. The reason she said that if she had stabbed Travis 27 times, slit his throat, and shot him in the face, then she deserved the death penalty was only manipulation. She thought that by expressing that it is so awful, that if she had done it, then she deserved to be put to death. But she didn't mean that at all. She was merely manipulating her audience because the second she admitted to killing Travis, she begged for her life. She truly thought her show in interviews and in court would manipulate the situation so well that she would get away with it. Narcissists often believe themselves to be great liars, but in truth, not all of the time, but most of the time they are terrible liars, the worst of the worst, and it is only their overinflated ego that makes them believe that they are actually convincing liars.
In your final statement today, you talked about all sorts of things you might be able to do in prison. Teach other prisoners Spanish, donate more of your hair, start a recycling program. Do you know how trivial that sounded in the face of what you did?
Well, there isn't a whole lot that I know about prison. And these are only things that I'm able to ascertain from having never been there. So I believe that when I get there, I will find ways, better ways to contribute and pay back.
But can't you grow out your hair on death row and donate it?
Yeah, it'll be less wigs if I get executed. I mean, I know that sounds trivial.
It does.
That's the only way that I can contribute. I'm limited. I'm going off to prison. There are so many things that I'm no longer going to do. So in a sense, I was grasping at straws, but these are things that I can do. And at this point, that's what I'm holding on to.
This interviewer is so to the point and honest. While having the camera on Jodi, it places her in a position where she has to admit that she was grasping at straws. The things she listed in order to avoid the death penalty is truly eyebrow-raising. She took a life in a vicious, brutal, and savage manner, and she is trying to avoid the responsibility of that by saying that she speaks 2 languages and has hair. Hate me privileged, but I am not remotely impressed.
If you were on that jury and you had heard what they have heard, would you kill you?
I don't believe in capital punishment. So the answer would be no.
How convenient. She went from, if I did this then I deserve death, to I was found guilty so now I don't believe in death row. Narcs lie only when it can benefit them, and this is a prime example. Claiming she deserved death if she had done it, while playing the innocent victim, to manipulate the outsiders, to now being in the hot seat, so now capital punishment is wrong. It's a common opinion to not believe in the death penalty, but she needs to stick with one opinion, and not only when it is to benefit her. Knowing that she had killed Travis, she should never have used such a strong statement, because it makes her manipulation all the more obvious to see, and shows that when it comes down to accountability, she suddenly falls weak, like all narcs. Never did I expect Jodi to jump up and down and beg for the death penalty. Even those without a personality disorder are unlikely to seek the death penalty. The main issue here is that she manipulates her words so much that it comes as a natural flow. Someone who is so highly devout to manipulating others are the most dangerous kind of people. But unfortunately, they are so masterful at this skill that they do manage to convince some people with their lies. There are many other videos of Jodi that are interesting to analyze, but today we will leave it here. This case has always been one that I have landed myself in some rather amusing conversations. Many times I have been told of how charismatic, beautiful, innocent, and sweet Jodi seems, and to that I say, yes. Narcissists are highly skilled at sucking you in. Hence why they all have many victims. If you currently have a narcissist in your life, or feel that you are in an unsafe situation, then please seek help from trusted sources and do all that you can to keep yourself safe. Thanks for watching our channel. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, stay safe.